So it certainly feels like vodka season. Why you ask? Because हमारे पास आ गई है एक और नई vodka and ये है Amara. Welcome back to the channel. My name is Bhavya Desai. Vodka की जो popularity gain कर रही है उसी के basis पे Spaceman Spirits Lab जो है, yes, the makers of SAMSARA Gin, they are the ones who have brought this small batch artisanal Pink Vodka. Now the price of this is rupees 2,500 to 4,500 depending on of course कौन से states में आप है. अब ये 750 ml की bottle है and इसका ABV जो है वो भी 37% है. Now currently ये आपको मिलती है of course मुंबई, महाराष्ट्र, दुबई में and also in Delhi and Haryana. Now the plans are to launch it in many other states and also duty-free retail in the year 2026. Now what's interesting about this and हमने ये क्यों हम review कर रहे हैं? Because the makers are targeting this to be 100,000 cases brand globally in the next 3 to 5 years, and that makes it very interesting. In this video I will review this vodka, but of course ये वीडियो देखने के पहले प्लीज सब्सक्राइब कीजिए हमारे चैनल को and बेल नोटिफिकेशंस ऑन कर दीजिए because we have a lineup of some beautiful products still coming in, and let's get started. अब ये एक बहुत ही इंटरेस्टिंग प्राइस पॉइंट है बिकॉज ये प्राइस पॉइंट में जैसे मैंने पहले भी बताया आपको इट एक्चुअली कम्पीट्स विद लॉट ऑफ इंटरनेशनल मेजर ब्रांड्स लाइक ग्रे गूस, ब्रांड्स लाइक सी रॉक, एंड what I found very interesting is that the makers are also very openly agreeing to this. Now, obviously, their idea is to give you a nice premium artisanal craft vodka जो एक experience है और वो experience को लेके वो deliver करना चाहते हैं आपको एक premium product. एक और interesting बात ये vodka के बारे में ये भी है कि तिलक नगर इंडस्ट्रीज जो है उन्होंने स्पेसमैन स्पिरिट्स लैब्स में इन्वेस्ट किया होगा अगर आपको ये पता नहीं था तो, एंड वो इन्वेस्टमेंट के बाद दिस इज द फर्स्ट प्रोडक्ट दैट दे हैव लॉन्च्ड टुगेदर. एंड वेरी importantly, the reason why this is going to be available at many places is because Tilak Nagar Industry is going to leverage that distribution power and network to distribute this everywhere. Now, what's in the name? Now, if you look at this name is derived from the Sanskrit word of Amar, and what the brand is trying to create is immortality. But इसकी जो pronunciation है वो Amara करके आती है, which means it comes with a double A with a stress on Amara. In general, I think that's a strong evocative name, something which is conceptually sitting well in my head because symbolize करता है ये immortality. Now, where I have a small reservation is the connection between the tiger and the name, because for some reason that just does not click in my head. But what's most important is the liquid. ये अमारा जो है ये प्रोड्यूस होती है गोवा की डिस्टिलरी में जो उनकी सेम फैसिलिटी है जो समसारा जिन भी बनाती है. Now this vodka is crafted using hand-picked Bangalore Blue Grapes and rice gins sourced from the India's Deccan Plateau. Most premium vodka की तरह ये undergo करती है 5 rounds of distillation to achieve its smoothness. And finally इसकी जो फिनिशिंग टच है which is the first of its kind as the brand tells us is Ruby Filtration. अब जैसा आपको पता होगा usually जो बहुत सारी vodkas होती है in order to create a smooth texture they actually go through a diamond, silver and platinum filtration, but in this case the vodka goes through a ruby filtration process much similar to what actually shows the color. तो चलते हैं पैकेजिंग की तरफ before we actually look at the nosing. And यहाँ पे मैंने बॉटल रखी है but I also want to bring in the box because the box was kind of looking a little disturbing in the frame, so I removed it outside. Now this is the box it actually comes in, and obviously the moment you see the box you know that this means premium जो experience है because it comes in this sort of a casing which is very interesting to look at. Apart from this, of course, you have all the information inside. You can see that it comes in a nice what you call cloth sort of a look. Naturally magnets. Let's focus on the bottle. Now, the moment I look at the bottle, this looks like a really nice design. It's just so beautiful to look at, really nice and sleek. And yes, बहुत reminiscent है with a lot of the premium vodkas that you see. On the top, obviously, they've gone in with the gold and sort of a white look. There are nice, what you call patterns as well, if you see here, which is great to see. When I look at the bottle as well, I love the look of the bottle wherein it is a little bit of pink on the top and gets a little bit of white at the bottom. First thing when I look at is that I feel that Amara as a name should have been probably bigger because every time that I see a product, it needs to strike in my head that there is what's the product name, and I feel that could have been a little bit bigger. So is the branding. It says very clearly over here it's from the house of Samsara. I think that also could have been a little bit bigger. But शायद ये उन लोग ये कर रहे होंगे because they want to take away the information or take away the attention from Samsara and create a product by its own, so that I can understand. It says artisanal pink vodka, which is important. Of course, other important information: 5 times artfully distilled. Well, there's distillation. I don't know what's artfully or not. And also 5 times pink ruby filtered. Let's look at the back, because back usually holds some very important information, which is the ingredients. जैसे आपको पता है कि हमेशा ये flavored vodkas में lot of added flavors are there. It includes demineralized water, neutral spirits, natural extracts, invert sugar, permitted flavors and color. अब ये काफी interesting है because ये पता चलता है हमें इससे देख के where the vodka is positioned as well. But yes, if your question is about added colors, added flavors, then yes, that is present in this. So now let's move on to the tasting, and of course आपके लिए हम ये speed up कर देंगे because this process can take some time. Since ये एक whiskey नहीं है, तो that means I don't actually need to warm up with my hand. I can actually swirl it and then see the color. So the color is pink vodka, but it actually is slightly pink. It is quite clear. I can see through it, if you can see it here. One more quick swirl. Ooh. So it's quite complex and very interesting. The reason I'm taking one more nosing is, so it's very interesting because when you swirl it initially, you actually get the spirit along with a little bit of fruity aroma, and then when you let it sit, then you get a hint of that strawberry, you get a hint of that passion fruit, sort of a fruity aroma. I don't know if I'm smelling some gooseberries as well. Yeah, for sure, apna strawberries is there. There's definitely a little bit more of fruity punch, a little bit of peachy sort of a feel as well. But nonetheless, let's go and let's just taste this. Wow, that's sweet. First thing that you really get is sweetness. A little bit of bite, a little bit of spice. Is actually quite smooth. It's really smooth. I can get a little bit of warmness in my throat, but no burn at all. Very interesting is that I'm actually getting a little bit of a rose petally, sort of a strawberry, sort of a fruity sort of a punch in my mouth. The sweetness is also still lingering around. For sure, there is... I mean, you definitely get a little bit of that sugar. Right. Yes, definitely rose petal, definitely sugar, a little bit of strawberry, fruity, peachy sort of a punch. Slight bite. There's actually a little bit of citrusy note as well. I don't know if I'm getting it, but at the end of it, you actually get a little bit of flattish sort of a citrusy note punch. Yes, but definitely smooth. 37% ABV. I was not really expecting it to be very punchy. Nice warmness in my mouthful, but yes, I do feel a rose petally, sweety sort of a aroma at the end. Maybe I should actually add some water and try it as well. Let me just see, because I feel that this could actually be very interesting. With the level of sweetness that they've actually added, it could be very interesting for cocktails, you know, and usually pink vodkas are something which are very pushed with cocktails as well. So much smoother, very subtle, very light, but yes, when you swirl it around, you can actually now get a lot of aroma of those rose petals, strawberries and stuff like that. Probably, of course. Finally, how do I find Amara Pink Vodka? ये इंडिया की first pink vodka है, and you obviously have to applaud the attempt that Spaceman Spirits Labs has done. Having said that, ये price bracket में it surely competes with some of the big wigs like Grey Goose, like Ciroc, and as I mentioned earlier कि जो makers हैं उनको ये बात पता भी है. Now what's interesting to note in this is बहुत सारे manufacturers जो है Indian manufacturers, much like the whiskey category or the Indian single malt category, they are trying to create their bespoke artisanal craft spirits. Now that I feel works great when it comes to whiskey because it has a lot of depth, it has a lot of complexity, it actually has a lot more going for it. Now when you compare that with a spirit which is a white spirit, vodka especially, then there is only that much that you can possibly do. Having said that, I see this something which can be used more as cocktails because traditionally pink vodkas जो होती है वो usually cocktails के साथ में ज़्यादा use होती है globally भी. उसके साथ में जब इसका neutralize किया किया जाएगा flavor with lemon, with some citrusy notes, maybe with a little bit of tonic or sodas and stuff like that, I can see this coming out as a much better sort of a spirit. But if you are thinking that you can have this as is along with some regular mixer, then maybe you might find this tad sweeter. But let me know in the comments what you think, if you've tasted this vodka already and if it's available in your city yet. Of course, अगर आपको ये वीडियो अच्छा लगा then please like, share और सब्सक्राइब कीजिए हमारे चैनल को and bell notifications ऑन कर दीजिए. हमें Instagram पे भी फॉलो कर सकते हैं. Our magazine also you can read and go on to our website ambrosiaindia.com. And until next time, drink responsibly.